Hey. How's everybody doing tonight? Just let me get the back end of YouTube in here. Do I have volume? Yep, I got volume. Okay. Let's go to the comments. And put in my normal comment here. Hey, out of the shadows, how you doing? Hey, AMC. Just getting things set up here. Gonna pin my comment. Oh, so what's new and exciting, everybody? Oh. Hey, Andy, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, I basically dodged a bullet recently. Um, hey, Lucy Warren's World, how you doing? I recently just dodged a bullet. I was looking at the possibilities of collaborating with this particular YouTuber, and it turns out that he was a little bit more nefarious than I want to deal with. So I'm not collaborating with that particular person for any stretch of the imagination anymore. I'd rather choose not to talk about him. So this way, here he can, you know, do what I'm doing with him and just leave him alone. Been there, I dodged that bullet too. Yeah, yeah, we're rowing the same boat, different paddles. I'm on one side, you're on the other. We're keeping that boat straight and getting as far away from him as we can. like I um I was reading the information that Mrs. T put out on her community post in a video, and pretty much summed up everything that he said to me was a bold-faced lie. Hey, rebuildable. Hey, how you doing, Ryan? So I'm not going to deal with people like that. Um, you know, I do my best to make sure everything that I say is factual, and I'll put the facts up to make sure that everything that I say is traceable. Yeah, I don't want to get involved with drama either. I've got enough gray hair, I got more gray hair than my father does. My father's in his 70s. So, like everybody's like, "Oh my God, you're gray. You're more gray than your father." I'm like, yeah, he didn't have to deal with the bullshit I had to deal with. Like freaking get your butt kicked every day at school. You end up with a PTSD after that. You know, I got my butt kicked so many times at school by 6 guys. 5 of them would hold me down, and the other one would beat the shit out of me. And then they would switch every day. They would switch positions because they needed a week to heal their hands, heal the bruising on their hands. So they switched positions every day. But I ended up yeah, it was a tough. I was surprised I even survived school. But yeah, I found out that detention wasn't as bad as everybody thought it was. Like everybody else thought it was a punishment. I thought it was protective custody. So like and not having a filter. Like made it easy getting detentions. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I went to a really rough school. Like when I went to school, they didn't have the anti-bullying laws that they have now. Hey, Ding Ellis. Hey, Ding Ellis. How you doing, buddy? Long time no see, brother. Yeah, they didn't have the anti-bullying laws that they do now. Um, these kids would just sit there and they didn't care. Like they would beat the shit out of me right in front of the teachers, hold me down and beat the shit out of me, and the teachers would still do nothing. Why? Because the teachers didn't want to get a shit kicked out of them by the freaking same people. Yeah, it was a rough school. Like, and then after we got done school, I'd graduated high school. It was a few years after that. I run into one of the guys that was always beating the shit out of me every day. He puts his arm around me. He's like, "Hey, dude, how you doing? How you doing, old buddy, old pal?" And I looked over and went, "Jim, you and I were never friends. And if you don't get that meat hook off me, and by the time I count to 3, I'm gonna rip it off. I'm gonna beat you with it, and I'm gonna shove it up straight up that other guy's ass." I was like, I learned to fight. I learned to take on more than come at me. So I did not put up with him at all. He wanted me to get this. He wanted me to go to his stag and doe. Like, how dumb could he be? How dense can you be to, beat the hell out of somebody for 10 years and basically torture this person and then say, "Hey, will you pay me money to go get married?" Like, what kind of a fucking idiot is this guy? Like, I've met some real morons in my day. This guy, this guy really shines bright on the moron scale. Yeah, he wanted me to go to a stag and doe, get drunk, where there's all these people that I have a real beef with, and you want me to keep my hands to myself. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Yeah, you just asked for a nuclear bomb with no way of dismantling it. Yeah, it's one of those oh hell no situations. Yeah, if anybody wants to come up, have a shoot the breeze, and just go to the description box, leave me a picture, like give me an email with a picture of you. I'll give you an email back when you show me your camera. Then I'll bring you up. We'll have some fun. Well, we'll have some real fun. And we'll get some serious fun happening. Oh, I went out for a walk today. I saw something when I was out earlier in the month, and I can't remember. I got a bad memory, but I like a bad short term memory. My long term memory, oh, I remember stuff that happened 30 years ago, like it happened yesterday. But I can't remember what happened yesterday. So, um, I saw something at the beginning of the month when I was out getting my groceries. I was too preoccupied getting my groceries, but I remember, catching this particular item, and I can't remember where I was when I saw it. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go for a little walk and see if I can find it. So I went for a walk. It was probably about a mile and a half there, and then a mile and a half back. I was like, well, it wasn't that direction, so I'll have to go another direction tomorrow. But I want to see if I can find this thing. It was a oh, thanks a bunch, Ding Wells. It was a scooter, like one of those mobile electric scooter things, covered in like a little car. Like it almost looked like a narrow beetle. And you don't need a driver's license. You don't need a license plate or nothing like that. You don't need anything like that. You just got to have a rider on your household insurance in order to in case it gets stolen or whatever like that. But I want to see how much they are, see what kind of how long the battery lasts, because that would really help me out getting my groceries every month. I'd actually be able to go like once a week instead of like having to do it once a month and carry all them freaking heavy bags up 3 flights of stairs just to get them in my apartment. Not to mention it'd be a whole lot of fun tooting that thing around. Me me. Give myself some a little bit more independence. Because I used to love driving. Oh, I remember when I was driving, I'd get in my truck. I had a brand new 1997 Chevy S10 with the sports side box on it. It was like a sky metallic blue. And I'm going to use this term that a lot of women told me about my truck. And I'm not saying this because it was my truck, but it was a one of a kind. But all the women that saw my truck was like, "Oh man, I really love your truck. It's a beautiful truck." It had 5 speed, 4.3 high output motor with the tranny cooler and rear end cooler. This thing here was set up to do whatever I wanted it to. I remember driving that thing around, man. I felt like the king of the world. I'd drive up to the cottage, my buddy's cottage, where I did uh, uh, the cliff diving, my cliff diving video. Um, I'd drive up there. I'd leave here at 4 o'clock in the morning. So this way here, I'd miss all the traffic, right? The heavy traffic, because we'd always go up on like the long weekend around here. And I'd leave here, just get on the 401 and I'd book it until I get to Guelph. Once I got to Guelph, then I could start backing off the throttle a little bit because now all of a sudden, I'm getting into some really nice countryside. And just, being out on the open road, just driving along, listening to the tunes. Oh, excuse me. Dinner's backing up on me. But listening to the tunes, just chilling out, relaxing, having a good time. Is this thing still on? Do I still have speaker? Is this thing still working? Yeah, it's still on. Okay. Hmm. It's just not showing up on my little icon up here. It's not bouncing like it's supposed to. But yeah, I'd be out there on the open road, the air conditioner going or the window down a little bit. Beautiful countryside all the way up to the cottage. Finally get up. I get to uh, this point where Highway 24 goes one way and Highway 7 goes the other way, and it's on Speedvale Ave in Guelph, Ontario. And on the corner, on this little Y end of the corner, there's this restaurant called Town and Country. It was, at least it was there when I was growing up. And there they had, I thought, was the psychic chef. I'd pull in there once a year on my way up to the cottage. And I'd pull up, I'd go in, I'd sit down, and as soon as I told the waitress my order, it seemed like she went to the back, handed the ticket in, grabbed the food, and brought it to my table. That's how quick they were. It was just like, wow, are they psychic back there or what? So, I'd sit there and I'd eat my breakfast, and then I'd get, pay the bill, get my truck off. I'd take, and I'd miss all the traffic, all the heavy traffic. Because while I was in there, it was getting around like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And that's when the office traffic, people are going to their offices, the 9 to 5ers. So, the traffic was really heavy at the time while I'm sitting there eating breakfast. And then as soon as I was done breakfast, pay my bill, off I take, and got nobody in front of me. Just keep on trucking. And then by the time, like when I left there, by the time I got up to Newmarket on Highway 9, like I'd go through this little town just north of Orangeville, and it was called Erin. I'll never forget this place. It was a beautiful town, like Victorian style houses, cookie cutter, all up on the different hillsides, and just immaculately taken care of. And the people in Erin are just the friendliest people ever. And they'd be seeing me driving by, they wave, they don't even know me. They wave and I wave back, hey, how you doing? But yeah, I cruised through that town. It was a beautiful little town. If you ever get a chance, just get on the 401, head north or head west up to Guelph, get off on Highway 6, run that down till you hit a street called Speedvale Ave, get off on Speedvale Ave, and just get through the business center of Guelph, and then we're 24 splits off, like 7 and 24 split off. You take 24, and that'll take you up to Orangeville, and you just kind of slide alongside of Orangeville, and actually on your way to Orangeville, you come through Erin. If memory serves me right, on the way to Orangeville, and you get to this little place called Erin. It's a town of maybe 4 or 5 thousand people, maybe 6,000 people, and it's just a wonderful community. Just like these people, they take good care of their houses and their lots, and it's just an amazing little place to look at. Great scenery for like when you're driving along, and then you scoot alongside um, uh, Orangeville, like you take 24/9 up by Orangeville, and it's instead of going into Orangeville, it's just a little freaking bypass. And then right at the end of that, you get on to 9, and 9 is just straight to the 400, and you go through a bunch of little hick towns. And there's a couple Tim Hortons is on the way. Off you go. You get into Newmarket, and then from Newmarket you jump onto 400 and you head north. And as soon as you get up to Duckworth Avenue, just outside of Barrie, then that's where you got to split off because it goes Duckworth Avenue goes this way, and then Highway 11 goes this way. Like 400 keeps going like this, and 11 goes like this. You take Highway 11, you run that right up just past Huntsville, and you'll go right by Gravenhurst. Um, Gravenhurst is where Santa Claus Village is. That's kind of fun. But yeah, you just keep on trucking, and from there it's about another hour and a half, and you're at the cottage. And yeah, I had a lot of fun up there. A beautiful countryside though. Oh, just like in the fall, like I got family that live up in uh, like just a couple hours north of North Bay. Actually, a few hours north of North Bay, um, and it's only about like 16 kilometers away from the Quebec border. Like, and I got family that lives way up there, and we go up there for Thanksgiving, which is in our Thanksgiving is in October, and all the way up there, the trees are changing color, and like all the leaves are changing color and falling down, and it's just a gorgeous sight. Like you get a sea of orange, and yellow, and red. Oh, it's just beautiful. Geez, we aren't getting very many chatters in the box. Don't forget to hit the like, fellow or ladies and gentlemen. That really helps bring the attention to my channel. It helps bring that up. Like for every one like, you get 7 recommendations from YouTube for people who would not normally get the recommendation. But yeah, I had a lot of fun up there. This one time, I had to work days, so I couldn't leave at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't get off work until 3. Oh, Rebuild Orion says he's listening. Cool, cool. And so there was a new guy that was going to be going up to the cottage with us that year. A couple new guys, and they left at like whatever time they left at, and they got up there a whole lot earlier than I did. It took like 6 hours, 6.5 hours to get up to the cottage. So I'm leaving at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I got to stop in London on my way through, pick up or London or um, uh, Kitchener, or not Kitchener, Guelph, and stop and get my groceries there because by the time I got all the way up to the other end of the where the cottage was at, all the stores would be closed. So I at least had to get my beer, in the truck on my way up. So, I that year it was a total shit show. I ended up just saying screw it. I'll get my groceries in the morning. But on the way up, I made sure I told my buddy that owned the place. I says, "You make sure my bedroom is my bedroom." And he goes, "Oh yeah." He says, like you've been going there the longest, so you're the one who gets the bedroom. Well, when I got up there, it was about 9:30 at night. Like I hauled ass to get up there. It was about 9:30 at night. I finally show up, and here's this dude. He's all like, "Oh, this is my bedroom." Blah 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 blah. This is his first time up there. I'm like, "No, no, no, no. You pack your shit, get it the fuck out of my bedroom." And he goes, "No, no, no. I was here first." I said, "No, I've been coming up here for so many years. You get the hell out." And the owner and my buddy, he's sitting there going, "Yeah, get your stuff out of there." I've been telling him to get his stuff out of there. but he won't do it. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, you got to the count of 10 to pack your shit up and get it the hell out of there, or I'm going to frickin' throw you and your stuff into the lake. Now, it was about 65 feet drop from the cottage to the water level, and it was about 300 feet to the edge of the water, the end of the dock. And he goes, "Oh, you wouldn't be able to do that. You ain't gonna do that." And my buddy's sitting there going, "Don't tempt him. Don't tempt him." He squirmed and squirmed and squirmed and squirmed. And when I got done counting to 10, I balled his ass up, and I was sitting there fighting this 665-pound man. I'm trying to keep control of him, and I walked him out the door, down the steps, out the end of the deck, and I tossed him in the water. And he's sitting there going, "Holy shit!" And all the rest of the guys were sitting there cleaning his shit out of the room, going, "Your bedroom awaits." And we always played hearts, a little card game. If you lost at hearts, then you had to do dishes. That's how we made. That's the rules that we had. If you lose at hearts, you're doing dishes that night. Well, normally I was always the one that was. I took the biggest chances playing the game because I didn't care if I had to do dishes. At least I knew they got cleaned. Well, anytime that it was looking like I was going for it, either numbnuts that I threw in the lake would help me get them all, or if it looked like like I was taking too many, he would make sure that he took the queen or took the most points. So this way, here I didn't end up losing. He was like, I was helping you. Yeah, the whole weekend. I never had to do dishes once. I won so many games that weekend. Oh, all because I threw him in the lake. After that, he had a whole brand new respect for me. All the guys were telling him, "Don't piss him off. Don't piss him off. You don't know what you got until you freaking piss them off. You got a world of trouble on your hands." Uh, so where are you at there, Ryan? What part of the ball are you sitting on? Whew. I know Deng is in the Philippines, and I'd love to go there. Oh, I'd love to go there. I really would, really, really, really would love to go there. Oh, I know something I wanted to, I could tell you guys. Um, I was on a live stream. I was watching a live stream uh, last week, and RJ made mention of my book, this one, and he mentioned it to the people that were hosting the live stream. Well, what ended up happening is the people that own the live stream. I was on Reap What You Sow on her live stream, and she ended up getting so excited about the book. Her and another one of her wonderful subscribers went to Amazon and purchased it. And I can't wait for them to read it. Can't wait for them to get it. I really would love to be able to meet them, and then I'd sit there and sign it. But yeah, I thought that was pretty exciting. Sold a couple books just by saying, "Hey, yeah, RJ's telling everybody about my books," and but yeah, RJ. A lot of there's some people that may not like RJ because he's a bit emotional. He lets his emotions judge what he does, which is sometimes a good thing, sometimes a bad thing. But like I love RJ like a little brother. Like he's a great guy in my opinion. He's an amazing networker. Like, if you're looking at building a channel, he's the guy to talk to because he will introduce you to so many people. He's just got that personality that just draws you in. And I like I said, I love RJ like a little brother. Sometimes, you know, there's some people that they've said that they don't take they can't take his personality, but I think he's a great guy. And if he was to show up tonight and like beat me on the StreamYard link, I'd say come on up. But I haven't seen he hasn't clicked the link yet, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on for. I don't really have too much more that I thought about. I have been thinking about some more videos to do. Just trying to work out how they're going to work in my head before I put them on the computer. So yeah, I'm still working on that kind of stuff. Try to get things moving back again, moving forward. Well, since there's only one person in the box and only one person on the panel, I think I'm gonna end this now. It's been a half an hour. Um, hopefully everybody has a great night. Hopefully everybody stays positive, stays kind, and hey, if you can't laugh about stuff, it's just gonna drive you nuts anyways. So may as well have a good time with it. Have a good one, everybody.